the thing that attracted me to Polkadot is the community it has, the architecture model it has as well. Because I think everything is really well thought. The technology behind Polkadot is really powerful, and I think Polkadot will be part of the blockchain future. Let's say will be a huge contributor to that future.
Agustín, thank you so much for joining us for this alumni podcast. It's a great pleasure to have you. So now you've been to the academy, if you had also experience in building. So out of all the blockchains that are out there, why should people build on Polkadot? Can you name about 3 reasons why?
I think the first reason of why we should build on Polkadot, everyone will tell you the same, that we have the security that Polkadot provides to our teams or people that want to build a parachain, for example, or an app chain. The important thing here is that you don't have to worry about security concerns of I don't know, validators agree on security aspects and I don't know, security of the transactions, the validations. So you only have to worry about your application logic, let's say. This is in the sense that you have to only worry about your logic, of the application. And you don't have to spend more time and money, let's say, thinking about security that Polkadot as a layer 0, as a blockchain of layer 0, solves for you. The other reason I think it is worth mentioning is that as Polkadot is built in Substrate and the parachains as well, Substrate provides the functionality of upgrading your chain logic or your app logic through a simple transaction. It's not the thing in other blockchains. For example, you have to perform a hard fork, and that costs a lot of time and money as well. Here with Substrate, with this framework, you can execute only one transaction and upgrade your chain easily, let's say. So that makes the development process to be more, I don't know, easy and comfortable. And the other reason I think we should build on top of Polkadot, I think it's because it has a great community. It's an active community. You can ask in the forums if you have doubts or if you want to discuss a specific topic. So you can ask questions or participate in lots of threads. So yeah, I think it has got a great community of clever developers or really clever developers. It is the community with more activity in terms of development. And the last, I think, that are the 3 reasons for me.
Well, it's a very important reason, especially the security, that's for sure. Yeah. And yes, definitely the Polkadot community is very vibrant. There are a lot of talented developers there who are constantly building. And how long have you been actually building in the Polkadot ecosystem? Is it something very recent for you?
Yeah, it's really recent because I've been building here. Actually, I work for Moonbeam currently, so for the Moonbeam parachain. So yeah, I've been there since February. When I ended the academy, I started working with them.
Is there anything you can share about your work, or is it secret?
No, it's not secret, but yeah, it's building and maintaining the network and developing new functionalities. Things like that.
And do you get to apply the things that you have learned at the academy?
A lot. I think the academy is a really good resource to learn and to start to work with Substrate or the runtime upgrades, or I don't know, the tools that we are used to work with in the ecosystem.
So, and you've tried working in other ecosystems before Polkadot, or not really?
No. I really have not much experience working because I have only 1 year of experience in totally, because I got graduated recently from the university last December. I'm a system engineer, so yeah, I got graduated, and 1 month after I entered the academy, and then I after the academy I started working at Moment. So it was everything really everything happens really, really fast.
So you haven't had time really to work in the Web2 world that much?
No. I only worked there for 5 or 6 months, I think. My first job, was related to blockchain as well. So yeah, it was combining Web 2 and Web 3 technologies. So yeah,
That's interesting. So you were interested in the blockchain from the start.
the thing that I like most about blockchain is that it's something different. So it's not something like the traditional stuff of, I don't know, backend, front end, cloud. I'm not saying that you don't need them, because we all really need that technologies and that stack in our lives. But yeah, blockchain is something different. You have to think in a lot of extra things that you don't think about when you are working in the traditional programming environment. Or
now with all this AI boom, do you think blockchain engineers need to fear for the future, or not really?
no, I don't think they that we need to fear about, but we have to get used to work together with AI. For example, I think AI and blockchain both together, they are very powerful. So yeah, we have to leverage that.
We always have to be a step ahead of the AI to be relevant. But when did you first hear about blockchain? Was it a while back? Was it something that you've always been a little bit interested in or known about?
The first time I heard about blockchain was, I think, 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago. Yeah, I started reading about Ethereum mostly, and yeah, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and blockchains. The most common things that you read. I started mining with my GPU, a bit of Ethereum, yeah. But yeah.
And was there something particular that attracted you to Polkadot, or you just got acquainted with it through the academy?
I knew Polkadot before, and Polkadot, the thing that attracted me to Polkadot is, like I mentioned before, the community it has, the architecture model it has as well. Because I think everything is really well thought. The technology behind Polkadot is really powerful, and I think Polkadot will be part of the blockchain future. Let's say, will be a huge contributor to that future.
Well, at Polkadot, we definitely believe that, but it's still not as well known as some of the other blockchains. Do you have any ideas why that could be?
Yeah, I don't really have an idea of that, but I think with the time, Polkadot will be more known for people, and I don't know, for developers. And yeah, the important thing is to let people know that the powerful of Polkadot and the advantages it has over other blockchains.
But also kind of for Polkadot and for other protocols, of course, one of the things that happens is because there's also a lot of scam in the crypto space,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Putting a bad name
yeah.
to everybody.
Yeah, scam is a very bad thing within the ecosystem, because I think it because of that, people or projects that are scammy, the whole ecosystem, not only Polkadot, whole ecosystem gets a bad image due to that. So
yeah, and I think maybe we need to do more education on actually the fundamental things about the blockchain. It's not about, flipping and doing quick money and trading, right? There's a lot behind it that is very substantial.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow here in Mendoza, Argentina, we have the first meetup of the place of here in Mendoza, of Cuyo, let's say, is the area. And we are going to discuss that topics. We are going to explain that not all related to crypto is a scam. So yeah, and blockchain is not only crypto. Let's say blockchain is a more wide technology. So yeah.
Yes, definitely scam, and like the bad image that is projected through a lot of the scandals is probably one of the blockers for a lot of people to get into crypto, or for some of the serious people, or also investors. Do you think there are any other barriers except education or this kind of bad image that is projected?
No, I think the other barriers that are out there are because of it is a really complex technology, so people are afraid of not understanding it or things like that. But I would like to tell people that you don't need really to understand everything, because it's impossible. That's why we are a community of developers, because not all the developers know everything. So yeah, you will not know everything never in your life. That barrier is the most important one.
Yeah, and probably also use cases, right? I mean, the number of use cases increases, and with the moving, of course, there is a use case, a more practical application, but there are not as many, right, as we're used to in Web 2. Like all our apps are in Web 2, and I guess we need to transition all of that into Web 3. Talking about the Academy, how did you hear about it? Why did you decide to join?
I heard about it because of a friend that told me that Polkadot was going to be teaching in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and didn't hesitate at any moment. So I was decided to enter. I made the exam. Had the interview with Tim. After after 2 weeks, or I think 1 week or two, about the designing process and things like that, I got selected, and then after a month I went to Buenos Aires to perform the academy.
Were you prepared? Did you do any studying beforehand?
Well, I hadn't worked with Rust before, so I had to learn it in 3 days, I think, because I was with university and the final project of the university and all the related stuff, and it was a really busy month and weeks. So I had to learn what I could from Rust to make the exam and to perform well. It was a rush.
It is a rush, yes.
But yes, it was a really nice experience. And then when I got selected for the academy, after entering the academy, I studied a bit more about Substrate in a more relaxed way, let's say.
Yeah. And how did you find Rust as a language? Since you just learned it, what's your impression?
I think its father is C++, and but I think it's a really good language, really good low-level language that has really nice features to protect yourself from making mistakes about, I don't know, memory stuff and things like that. But it's a really powerful language that fits really well with Substrate and Polkadot ecosystem.
Quite amazing, actually, that you managed to do it in 3 days. So you had a bit of a mini academy experience beforehand.
I'm currently still learning a lot and while working with it.
And from the academy, can you just maybe, for the benefit of the listeners, give a bit of a summary of what you've actually learned at the academy? I mean, you don't have to go into too much detail, but just giving a bit of an overview.
Yeah, well, at the academy, we learn a lot. I were to highlight some things. I think I could mention, for example, the frame section. That section stood out most for me at the academy, because I think it's really a nuclear section of Substrate, in which you learn how to use a palette, for example, how to develop a palette, the different way of extrinsics, and I don't know, you learn a lot there, and you also learn a lot in the XCM section. Well, you learn a lot in the whole academy, but I mean, in the XCM section is a really important one as well. There you learn how this change, how parachains really change, operates. But you also learn a lot about the smart contracts, about cryptography, game theory, economy, a bit of economy.
And how did you find the structure of the course? Was it helpful how it was, or would you change some of the sequence of the modules?
I would change and give more time to the frame section, and the XCM section, because I think the XCM section was at the end of the academy, and we were all a bit tired, and I don't know. I would give more time to the frame section and the XCM section, a bit less to the game theory part and the economy. No, I also give less time to the cryptography, but now that section is okay for me.
And was there an aha moment or something that really was a big revelation for you during that academy? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think in the frame section, in the third assignment, where we have to develop, for example, a DEX palette. I had some ideas there that results really useful. That I'm very proud of. Yeah, but you have a lot of moments like that in the academy. A lot of frustrating moments as well, where you don't know what to do. So yeah.
And what did you do in those frustrating moments?
I try to keep calm and to ask teaching assistants. I ask another classmates or the proper speaker. No, for example, Sean Travis. I asked a lot to him. He was really helpful.
Now you get a lot of support, and I hear it also from other students that don't be a silo, right? Just work in groups. Make sure you ask others because it's really helpful.
Yeah.
So if somebody is applying to the academy and wants to go, what kind of advice would you give them?
First of all, sleep well before the academy. Take some rest before the academy because you will need it. Other than that, you have to pay a lot of attention to the lessons because they are very important and very useful for you. To the assignments. It's important to work in groups as well. It's important to ask questions to other classmates or to teaching assistants. Always, if you have doubt, no, don't hesitate in asking. For example, your question might help other classmates. Have fun if you have the opportunity.
Did you have any time to have fun in those open nights?
We had a lot of fun with classmates in the breaks. We played a lot of ping pong, a lot of pool. So yeah, we went out to have dinner and talk about life. And yeah, you have fun if you know how to. You have to have in your mind that you are gonna be there to learn and not to have fun. And I mean, you're gonna be there to learn a lot, and it will be a really busy month for your head and for you. But yeah, it's a really amazing experience, and I recommend everyone to take it.
This is good to hear. All this positive feedback, of course. And yeah, that it's helpful, especially for those who, of course, want to go further into the blockchain world and get a deeper meaning of why we're doing this, why we're building this Web3, and of course, how do you apply it? Any plans for the future that you might have? Anything you're looking forward to other than working on Moonbeam?
No, yeah. I hope to still working in as you mentioned in Moonbeam. I like the project a lot. I always liked Moonbeam as the first when I knew about parachains. The first one I liked a lot was Moonbeam. So yeah, it's a really nice place where people are really professional and you learn a lot. So I'm really happy and hope in the future to keep contributing to the project and yeah. To Polkadot in general, let's say, to the community.
Yeah, these are definitely friendships for life. So it's definitely good to keep in touch. And you never know, might be future opportunities, new projects. You know,
always. You have to be prepared for the future.
Maybe one day you'll start your own parachain. Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, Agustín, thanks so much. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, and thank you so much for your insights and all the great ideas and sharing this experience. I think it's going to be super helpful for a lot of future students or those who are still on the fence and thinking about whether to apply to the academy or not. So this is really helpful. Thanks so much.